Good early afternoon, everyone. 1:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, November 7th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. I wanted to come on. I have to do this update. I was hoping I was going to wait until the live tonight, but I'm just not going to chance it. With HBAR, and I know we have a lot of fans in my audience who are a fan of HBAR, so please, if you're a fan of HBAR, make sure to hit that like button right off the bat here during this update so that you can inform more people of what's going on with HBAR and the likelihood of what's about to happen. And by hitting that like button, my content will pop through the algorithm. So if somebody hasn't seen it, which they probably haven't if they're part of HBAR, if they're not already in the community, we need to allow it to be on the news feed and be recommended by YouTube. So I would greatly appreciate that. So HBAR is very undervalued right now. It's one we've been paying attention to for a while. Beautiful bull flag set up here. And it's more than that. We got a V-shaped recovery with a bull flag here. This is very close to breaking out. A nice W reversal as well on top of the flag. We've got the prototypical bull flag setup here. Lower highs meeting higher lows, and it's converging in a point of a bull flag. It's also got a fantastic V-shaped recovery in here. You can even take a step farther and say that's also going to end up being a big W reversal. But if you're a fan of HBAR, and as some of you know, we've had Motivated Mondays. We're now going to have Technical Tuesdays, Winning Wednesdays, FOMO Fridays. And right now, I do have a position update. It wasn't just acquired at this exact moment. It was something I was going to talk about earlier this morning on my XRP update, but I didn't want to tie it in with my XRP stuff. So I did purchase a HBAR position on what looked like the formation of a W reversal on this bull flag. It is not a leverage trade. It is a spot position. I bought 80,000 tokens, so you can do the math. I bought 80,000 tokens right around, it was right around 4816 roughly. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't on the 16. It was on the next one. So let me get my arrow. I'll show you what my thinking was. So I thought it was a bull flag to start. And I liked the V-shaped recovery that it gave. But when it started the consolidation, right when it gave this third point, so we had 1, 2. Once it hit this third point, we put in what I thought was an inverted hammer. And I put it in on the inverted hammer. So it was right around 4.8 when it came down. When it pulled down, I want to say it was like 4.826. Right about here. Right in this range. I said, you know what? It's got a shot here. And even if it doesn't break from this exact spot, and let's say it comes a little bit lower and this invalidates, it looks like a bull flag to me. So just like yesterday, when we were talking about how XRP was on a bull flag, it seems to me like HBAR's got a move here that's baked in. And if it does play out, and mind you, nothing is certain. Nothing's certain. And this is not unlike the play that I made on AMP a couple days ago when I bought the 1 million tokens and was able to make $260. Now, AMP, for transparency, I do have 280,000 AMP, which is about $1,000 worth, to see if we can have the continuation move, which it's something that I've been paying attention to on both. But as far as HBAR is concerned, let's measure this real quick. Let's get rid of this so I can see this better. I already have one. So if we don't want to over exaggerate it though. We never want to over exaggerate it. So I'm going to under exaggerate it. See, you always under. So now, let's say this breaks out. So we have the consolidation. It would probably be somewhere over here, though, if I'm being honest. It's going to happen momentarily if it does. You know, it looks like it's going to anyhow. That gives you a technical run-up on the flag, the 5729. Now, for me personally, I've been waiting to find a position to buy back into HBAR since I sold out. And last year when we were doing Winning Wednesdays and FOMO Fridays, because that's the only installations we had, I built up the portfolio when it was at about 5.2 cents. And all we did was $50 a week. And it took like 13, 14 weeks. But we got to about 11,000 tokens. And then we called it a day because it started to have that move up. It went from 5.2 to 4.7, back up a little bit, but then we finally figured out where we wanted to go. And when I sold it out, it was a healthy profit. We went from last year, right around here is about the 5.2 level, back down to 4.9. I think this was the bottom right here in September. But we were buying in this routine. That was when we started doing that. And we ended up riding it all the way up. I ended up selling it because we hit a resistance point where I thought that it should not have broke back down. We came all the way up this year, came back down. This was this year. This isn't what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? I'm in the wrong, so I was going to say that doesn't look right. We came way higher. Let me go back. I forgot I was in the 2 hourly. Let me bring it into the 4 hourly or daily so we can get back there. That was this year. We're going to last year. That looks better. That looks much better because we came way down. And anything under 5.2 I was buying, or I wanted it under 5 cents, but from 5.2 down, I bought it. I believe it might have been, yeah, right here. Because I broke my hands and stuff, had my biking accident last year, right in July 4th. About a month and a half later, we started this in September, right here. Right here. And then we ended up riding it, and I was stunned that it didn't break and hold this at 13.2. And then when it came back up, I'll never forget, we had this artificial rise up from the nonsense news day came when it was supposed to consolidate, and I said, you know, I'm out. And I sold at 15 cents, and I never looked back. And that was, you know, a couple 100% from our FOMO Fridays and winning Wednesdays last year. And now I've finally entered back at the 4824 level on what looks like a V-shaped recovery, on what looks like in the shorter time frames a nice bull flag. So I was waiting for somewhere for it to give me that hint that we might be starting the grand reversal. Now, will it play out? I don't know. But being in a spot position, I have 80,000, just over 80,000 tokens. So Tanya, if you're watching this right now, I know this will make you very happy because you have been asking for a long time when I was going to actually buy back in. I know you've done your part and started buying these lows, as you should. So I just want you to know, you know, I had you in my head again. So I'm going to call it Thirsty Thursdays, as my audience has said. It sounds good on Thursdays. So on Thirsty Thursdays, I was certainly temptation. It got the best of me. So I became thirsty today, and I bought 80,000 HBAR at the 4826 level on what I thought was the formation of a reversal. And the bull flag, I thought it confirmed it just below that. I was going to buy it a little bit lower, but then I decided I better wait to make sure that this is pulling up. So that's what I've done, and I will live and die by it. If you're part of the leverage trading community for the copy trading, I cannot take it out for HBAR. It does not allow me to do it in the copy trading. Believe me, I tried. I wanted to play that formation, but no worries. Yesterday we made 21% on XRP, and today I got in on XRP around the 55 cent level on a 10x trade. So we're doing just fine today on that as well. So I'm just looking for these formations, and right now HBAR is in a very particular spot. It's right where XRP was consolidating yesterday before the breakdown on, or the breakout on XRP. We talked about the bull flag. This is what I mean. Yesterday, and if we look at HBARs, you'll see after this. This is what XRP was working on yesterday. HBAR is working on a very similar fate today. Very similar fate today. Looks to be a step behind, and HBAR is getting the catalyst it needs with Ethereum running about 15-16% in the last like 18 hours. So it's getting the catalyst. XRP is looking fine. I still think it needs, and like I said in the morning update, I think it needs to come up here ultimately if it's going to get the final rejection. But I want to see a breakout, honestly, but we'll see what happens, because Bitcoin has some liquidity levels at 78.3K, and this is very relevant for HBAR. 78,609. And then the actual target out of this megaphone pattern, though, remember, is up at 86,062 if you're new to my audience or you've been paying attention. The megaphone pattern was on the cup and handle, and that's why I was very bullish on Bitcoin. The only thing I thought was it could come down to that liquidation if it busted this to 64,650, but I was under the impression it'd be a very quick V-shaped recovery, but it took the up route and didn't grab that liquidity yet. But we have a lot of liquidation still left at 78,600, and we create more every day because people are starting to try to go short. I'll tell you this right now. You never go short when you're having a bullish run. You wait for it to bust itself and show itself. You never try to predict the end, because with Bitcoin and with what's going on, this is not the time to do it. We've been beaten down for a while, and this could be a time where we actually have a big rally. And the megaphone pattern suggests the technical target is actually out to 115K, but we have to pass the short-term thresholds. Before I leave, I want to make sure I show you some of the numbers on HBAR. We already know the stats here, but from a finer and more detailed level outside of the charts, and I just think this looks absolutely fantastic. From a technical standpoint, I've been waiting for a spot where I could feel comfortable. And even if it falls apart, I feel comfortable from what I'm seeing. And if I have to sell it from a spot position, well, you know, that's the breaks. But I think this looks absolutely spectacular. Spec-friggin-tacular. So, whew. So let's go to the HBAR liquidation zones. And I understand not a lot of people might watch this. I've already done a couple updates this morning. This will be the third one already. I'm going to end up doing a short here in a little bit. Although I might save the short for after my live tonight. But I encourage everybody, if you're watching this, to join my live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. We do a live leading into right until the close or just before the close, depending on how busy I am. And tonight's going to be a very, very important one. Very important. So HBAR right now, the open interest. Let's see if we're drawing some interest. You want to see ooh, that's a great sign. Exactly what XRP was doing before the breakout. Up 8.06% on open interest, up to 24.1 million. So that's fantastic. Right now, Binance has 11.9 million in volume, 9.3 million in Bybit, and so on and so forth. There's other exchanges too, but these are the main ones that they're studying right now. The funding rate is positive on all 5 of these exchanges. The liquidations we've had. And this will play universally on all exchanges. So you get the main ones and then you go from there. So 19,000. So we've only had long liquidated of 10,000. So we've had, this is exactly what XRP did. We went to a 50-50 split before the Bullflag played out. Looks like we're right in the, it looks like we're just a day behind on HBAR. So hopefully this does play out in a proper way. That Bullflag is prevalent though. It's prevalent. That V-shaped recovery is prevalent. The reversal is prevalent, so let's see what happens here. Long-short ratio, I'm very interested about. Ooh, a lot more indecisiveness here. Long to short, 1.65 to 1, 62.3% to 37.7% long. 1.65 to 1 on the 30-minute, 62.28% to 37.73% going long to short. 1.64 to 1 with 62.19% going long and 37.81% going short on HBAR. And the 4-hourly, 1.62 to 1, 61.83% going long on HBAR and 38.17% going short. I have a bad feeling for the shorts here. Even that candle that formed here on this consolidation, that's a very strong doji doji candle. That's a very strong doji candle that formed, and it actually created the W on that pull down. That's a very spicy and juicy. I'm not a financial advisor, so you're gonna have to make an educated and informed decision. So if you want to buy it through spot, you can buy it on HOTCOIN. Video description below under pinned comments. Or I chose to buy it on BITUNIX. They don't have it in the spot, but they have it in the derivatives market and the futures. So I just bought it at 1x. So it cost me $1.18 to open that position for over 80,000 tokens on 1x. So I'm not trying to get frisky. I'm not trying to do anything special. But sometimes you got to go around and you got to buy it in a different way. So that's how I did it. And on right now on HOTCOIN, I have the 251,000 or 280 something thousand. What the? Why am I drawing a blank? But fortunately, I have it on my watch list, so I don't have to look like an idiot for too long. My AMP. But I don't know. AMP already had that first run up. I sold out most of them. I actually had 280 something thousand on HOTCOIN, and then I had the rest on BITUNIX. So stay blessed, everybody, and make sure you pay attention to what I've said. Have a good evening, and I'll see you tonight.